UAE's Mars orbiter launch from Japan delayed by weather, the PeterboroughExaminer.com. The PS5 could be one of the heaviest consoles of all time, TechRadar. UAE postpones Mars mission due to weather at Japan launch site, the Jerusalem Post. A giant wall of galaxies has been found stretching across the universe, Science Alert. AMD's next-gen RDNA 2 rumor, 40–50% faster than GeForce RTX 2080 Ti, Tweaktown. SpaceX launch of first South Korean military satellite delayed, CNET. Luckin Coffee ousts chairman, names new CEO, CNN. Ghost of Tsushima reviews Go Live Soon Here's When, GameSpot. What's on TV, Paper Mario, Psych 2 and Ghost of Tsushima Engadget. Nintendo Switch parental controls mobile app gets a small update, Nintendo